The Secret War and Its Shadows. Hello, everyone. This story is about a secret war beneath the waves. We'll explore how future technology and the fight against drug trafficking are intertwined. The story I'm about to tell you is a fictional scenario set in 2026, filled with highly realistic and fascinating technology and strategies. Let's begin. Imagine it's now 2026. The United States has designated drug cartels as terrorist organizations, and through a new law called the Dark Web Blocking Act, the U.S. Space Force has deployed AI-armed unmanned systems in the ocean to prevent drug trafficking. All of this became possible thanks to several remarkable technologies and policies created in 2025. For example, the Data and AI Strategy Action Plan, small modular reactor technology, and cutting-edge quantum entanglement technology combined to make operations connecting space and sea possible. Simply put, technology that spans sky and sea has completely transformed the war on drugs. Now, let's enter a U.S. congressional meeting room in 2034. Here, heated debates are taking place about secret operations that began in 2026 to dismantle Central and South American drug trafficking networks. The operation's goal is simple: intercept drugs before they even reach American shores. How is this possible? Thanks to the U.S. Space Force's cutting-edge technology. Now, let's dive into the ocean. 2027, deep off the coast of Costa Rica, an unmanned submarine powered by a small modular reactor glides silently through the water. This isn't just any ordinary submarine. AI analyzes data in real time to precisely locate cartel ships carrying drugs. Then drones fly out and, boom, blow up the ships with small warheads. And the submarine? It disappears into the deep ocean without a trace. Thanks to the small modular reactor, this submarine maintains unlimited energy for operations. And through quantum entanglement technology, it's connected in real time to a central hub, allowing a small team to control worldwide operations. Sounds like something out of a movie, doesn't it? This continues to happen. 2028, Panama waters. AI again locates a cartel ship, and drones neutralize the vessel with precision strikes. The submarine, as always, disappears into the deep ocean without leaving any evidence. 2030, similar events repeat off the Colombian coast. They intercept signals to identify smuggling vessels, drones strike, and the submarine quietly exits. This entire process operates under strict rules, with approval from high-ranking military leadership and in strict adherence to international law. AI analyzes cartel communications, shipping routes, and even money flows to ensure perfect strikes. The purpose of this technology is simple and clear: to quickly and accurately destroy the centers where drugs are produced and distributed, rooting out drug trade. As a result, billions of dollars worth of drugs are intercepted at sea, and communities are freed from the threat of drugs. But behind this technological triumph lurked a darker reality. What began as Operation Drug Chain Interdiction (ODC) in 2026 emerged from the U.S. designation of drug cartels as terrorist organizations in 2025, allowing the U.S. Space Force and major defense companies to deploy AI-based unmanned systems for maritime drug enforcement. However, this process raised heavy ethical questions about civilian casualties, autonomous technology, and international law compliance. Back in that tense 2034 congressional hearing room, The ODC operation that began in 2026 had successfully collapsed Central and South American drug trafficking networks over 8 years. But it left the dark shadow of civilian casualties. At the hearing, these companies' role in technology supply was also at the center of controversy. By 2029, off the coast of Nicaragua, initial ODC operations had drastically reduced drug flows, with AI submarines and systems pushing cartels to near collapse. But the cartels cunningly changed tactics. They began using elementary schools and hospitals as drug distribution hubs, and even put children forward as carriers. The first tragedy struck when an AI-based unmanned submarine struck a cartel ship with drones, but it was revealed that children were aboard that ship. This incident sparked worldwide outrage. When cartels used civilians as shields, completely preventing casualties became nearly impossible. In 2030, in the Colombian jungle, AI systems identified a drug laboratory, but concerns were raised due to a nearby hospital. AI algorithms were adjusted to reduce the drone strike radius, but the explosion's shockwave damaged part of the hospital, causing civilian casualties. This incident drew strong international criticism, and corporate technological responsibility came under scrutiny.
All strikes were conducted under strict protocols, with approval from U.S. Space Force senior military leadership and in compliance with international law. However, cartels' deliberate tactics of using civilians created unavoidable risks. By 2031, in Venezuela, cartels had installed a drug warehouse near a school. A drone strike was approved, but the results were tragic, with global protests and media coverage pressuring for operation suspension and corporate accountability. The goal of this technology remained clear: to collaborate with the U.S. Space Force and private defense contractors to root out drug production and distribution, protecting communities. However, civilian casualties continued to remain a major challenge. Improved real-time intelligence provided by private companies and international cooperation became essential to reduce such tragedies. Returning to the 2034 Congressional hearing room, the meeting room was heavy with silence. This war fought beneath the waves, with cutting-edge technology from the U.S. Space Force and private companies had transformed drug trafficking, but it was paying the heavy price of civilian lives. People whispered in low voices about this invisible war being fought deep in the ocean, unknown to most. This fight, taking place beneath the waves with advanced technology, had elevated the war on drugs to a completely new dimension, but its weight pressed on all their hearts. How about it? This is the power of technology, an invisible war whose ripple effects can influence all of us. But at what cost? The complex ethical dilemmas of this underwater conflict continue to challenge both military strategists and moral philosophers alike.